All right. Well, we'll get started here. We're not going to go over numbers or anything. I just want to jump right into it because this is actually a call I'm genuinely pretty excited about. I've been making content and editing videos for social media since I was 16 years old. It's something I enjoy doing. I stopped for a while. I went a couple of years where I just deleted all my social media and went ghost when I first joined this industry. But other than that, I've been relatively consistent with it. And I first want to preface if you're not actively seeking to develop and become someone of value that people look up to and a leader, and you're not striving towards that, then nothing I'm going to say on this call is going to help you or apply. And you might as well hop off right now. And because because whenever I'm looking to be in business with someone or work with someone, and I promise you your agents are asking the same question is, do I align morally with this person? Do we have the same goals and values? Do I want this person in my life? But most importantly, do I want to be this person? Like, for example, Joe Basso, before we were working with Joe, I met Joe. I'm like, okay, Joe, he's got really good values. He's a Christian. He's conservative. Looks like he has a solid marriage. He's a solid father. He's making really good money. He's very successful in business. He's sharp. I would want to be this person. And I'll be honest with y'all. And so some of us need to like have that level of self-awareness where we need to analyze ourselves and say, okay, well, am I showing the right characteristics of a leader? And for me, like, dude, for all you that work with me, you guys know I'm fucked up. Like I've messed up 100 things. And there's been stages in my life where I have not been disciplined and I have not been working the way I should. And I've been slacking off or whatever the case may be. Or there's also been stages in my life where I haven't been aligned. I haven't had the right values or I haven't had the right vision. Maybe I've been too focused on making money and I've let my relationship with God slip. But I work my freaking butt off every single day to develop and get better and progress. And I hope you guys can see that. And that's really all people want to see. Because if you're going to be consistently posting on social media, you have to be yourself and you have to be authentic. And you have to show people the journey and show people who you truly are. I used to only broadcast the good on my social media. I broadcast the good and also the bad. Do you think, and it takes a certain level of getting uncomfortable. I have been doing this for a couple of years. I still hate doing it. I still hate social media. I still hate posting, but this is the biggest leverage in my business. And so I continue to do it. If you guys want to get a good laugh, go back, scroll all the way down to like when I first started posting in 2020, 2021, bro, cringe. I see Mindy right now. She just pulled out her phone. Oh God. It was cringe, but I just like you have to get started and you just and don't give like who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Because it's just like reps on the phones. You start, you suck, it's terrible, you get better, you start filming more content. You know, maybe you have to record it 2 or 3 or 4 times before you get it right. But it's like reps on reps on reps on reps. So now I can literally just pull out my iPhone and do it because I've done it so many times. Same as dialing the phones, same as running recruiting calls, same as shooting hoops, same as a lot of other things. And so there's a few things like, first of all, it takes a level of vulnerability, but not being afraid to get uncomfortable and just be unauthentically yourself. Like you have to be that mother effer where if you get on social media and you have this whole personification of like trying to look like a grinder or trying to look like somebody and it's not you, that's exhausting. And you're just getting up to, and here's the thing, people are smart. People can see right through that. So I hope you guys know anybody that works with me on a daily basis, that's in the office, that sees me every day, sees my real life. They know that I live, eat, breathe, sleep this shit. This is really me. Everything I talk about, I apply to my life. One of the best things my dad told me, best piece of leadership advice I ever got was from my dad. He told me at 7, 8 years old, Never forget it. He said, Jonah, I will never tell you to do something that I have not done or I'm not willing to do. So like I lived through that vicariously every single day. And that's probably the best piece. That's the best thing anybody told me. And even as a little kid, it hit me. I was like, damn. And that really allowed me to have a very high level of respect for my dad. Cause I'm like, you're right. And so it's the same thing with leadership. It's the same thing with what we do. It's like whatever you post about, you got to be about. And so I want to break a couple things down for you guys where the first thing I want to go over is why does social media like why does it matter? And I'm looking at who's on this call. Turner, are you on this call?
Yep.
Turner, how did I hire you, bro?
Got a cold DM on Instagram. Hopped on a call with you.
Yep. Was it my account or Claudia's?
It was Claudia's account. I clicked on Claudia's account, saw your account, saw the Prosper account. Then I got interested.
Yep. Well, Gabe, how did you find me, bro? How did we start working together?
I followed you for about a year, and then after a year, I hit you up.
If I would not have been posting, would we be working together, Gabe?
No, I still remember exact story posts that I used to watch, and like I would send them to people, and I'd be like, "Look at this guy."
Yeah. Yeah. E-man, how do we get connected, bro?
Bro, I met Gabe at Texas convention, Dallas, and he connected me with you.
Yep. We connected on social media.
True, and that
Yep.
too as well. Then you DM me.
And I hit you up, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I hit you up. Who else is on here? Who else is on here? But you guys get the point where our entire business, 99% of the people that we have hired came from social media. Literally the only two people in our agency that I've hired directly that did not come from social media is Kobe and Mikey and Isaac. Those three guys. That's it. Those are the only people. The other 99% of individuals came from social media. So is like, what is the highest leverage activity I can do in my business towards hiring, developing, and building a sales agency would probably be, oh, and Simon. Can't forget about Simon. That's my brother. So yeah. But would probably be posting on social media. And here's the truth, whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, whether it's good or bad, the people that are the best don't necessarily grow the most or the biggest. It's the people that market themselves the best. You could apply that to any company. Coca-Cola, like, I don't know. Some people love it. Like, it's soda. I'm not a big soda guy. It's okay. But they are the best marketers. They market really, really well. You can apply that to energy drinks. You can apply that to entertainment, whatever it is. And so we need to get really, really good at being better marketers and better at showing the opportunity here at Pinnacle. Because I genuinely believe this is the absolute best insurance company there ever is. And not only is it the best company, but we have the absolute best people. I've been doing this for 5 years. So I've been doing this a decent amount of time. I have never seen an agency with a higher caliber of individual and more integrity, better values, everything else. We have a lot to value. So let's start broadcasting that more. Let's start showcasing that more and building a brand. Like, building a personal brand is genuinely, in my opinion, the best thing you can invest into. I was just on a call with some of you guys know Bryson Bowman. I paid him a lot of money to mentor me and show me what he does and how he's blowing up his social media. And I was just talking to him yesterday, and he told me, he said, dude, and this may be counterintuitive. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a supercar, but he said, above my day trading, above my crypto investments, above everything else I invested into, and he just sold his McLaren, by the way, which is why he was telling me this. He sold it yesterday. He said, my McLaren was the best investment I ever made. He said, I had that thing for 3.5 years, and I took a $28,000 loss on it from what he purchased to what he just sold it yesterday. And he said, that car has made me multiple six figures. By far best ROI I've ever had on any investment. Marketing that, posting on social media. the amount of people that have come in. So I'm not telling you to go out and blow all your money on a new car, but it speaks like things like that. I remember I was just talking with Gabe Anderson. We had a one-on-one call the other day, and he was like, well, for, posting value content, like Hermosi doesn't show his watch or any of his cars or any of his materialistic possessions. I don't even think he has a car. He might have a Tesla or something, but he, they're like, well, I'm just going to post value content. And I did that for years. And I think value content is the most important and it's the highest leverage activity. But if you're just posting value without posting the receipts, like there's something that goes to say with like people want to know that you've actually done it and you've actually had success in business. So the reason Hermosi can get away with that, because, first of all, he's incredibly sharp. He's incredibly smart. He's built multiple businesses and he's had multiple exits. So he knows what he's talking about. So whether I'm not saying be flash and show supercars, but what way can I show people the credibility and the receipts of if I am going to start putting out value content of I know what the heck I'm talking about. Does that make sense? But we're entering this new, and also I don't want this to just be me talking the entire time. So I want to open it up for questions and feel free to chime in. This is a little bit of a different call, but we're entering an age where people buy from people, not companies, and they want to interact with individuals. So building a personal brand is the best investment you can ever make, because I've said this before, but if you look at the billionaires over the past 10, 20 years, what was it? Jeff Bezos with Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, Elon Musk with PayPal before he sold PayPal. So it was the tech era. Now we're entering an era where it's the era of personal brands. I promise you, can almost guarantee it. I'll put my entire net worth that over the next 10 years, the top 10 people on the top of the Forbes list, they're all going to have one thing in common, and it's strong personal brands. Hermosi, would like Kylie Jenner with her makeup brand, anybody else, like personal brands are the way to go. And especially like with what we do in life insurance is if you guys want to grow an agency and want to grow a big business, all we are is glorified marketers, to put it simply. So authenticity is the name of the game when it comes to building a personal brand. But what I would encourage you, and write this down and ask yourself, are what is my identity? What are my values? What do I want my personal brand to be? Because like Mindy's on this call. Me and Mindy, we have clearly two very different personal brands. I'm not saying one way is right or one way is wrong. Just we're very different. And you attract what you are. So Mindy attracts a lot of part-time moms. I'm in my 20s. I like to work out. I like to work hard. I love the Lord. Faith is a big deal to me. And so I'm looking to attract other people that are young, high energy, love the Lord, and like to take care of their body and be in good physical shape. And so to also think about, so what are my values and what are my hobbies and what do I want to attract? Oh yeah. And people, yeah, if you go to the grocery store, I do not hire them. I'm going to start asking them that on the hiring call. But that leads me to my second part of what I want to say is share the journey, but don't just share the highlights. Also share the cons of like what happened. And what I mean by that is I'll give you an example. Like Tristan's on my screen right now. So I'll pick on Tristan. It's like, Tristan's like, hey, so Tristan could get on, he's starting to post on TikTok and social media more. So Tristan's, if somebody writes 10K AP and says they made 10 grand, nobody wants to see that because that's not true. And I swear to God, if I see one more post of somebody posting their laptop screen with the Mutual of Omaha approved of 1300 AP green check mark, I'm going to block them and I will unfollow you. That does not recruit anybody. That does not work. Nobody wants to see that. There is zero creativity behind that. And people outside of insurance don't even know what the heck that means. They don't. So please don't ever post that again because it's corny and you're just going to get a bunch of unfollows. And so for like Tristan, for example, Tristan's like, and videos of talking head reels are really popping off. So it would work if he posted like posted a picture, but it'd be better if he just took his iPhone right here and said, "Hey guys, so here in the office with the guys, I closed 7 policies this week, made 10 grand in commission, but 3,000 of that charged back, 2 of them charged back, which is the cancellation. So I netted $6,000 this week." And then boom. And then so you're not only showcasing like the good, but also, hey, chargebacks. Because it's like I was having a conversation with Milo the other day about this exact topic. It's like the movie 8 Mile, one of my favorite movies, is Eminem just disses himself and says everything bad about himself and puts it out there. So think about like, what are people saying about people in pest control or solar or Medicare, captive companies? Like, what are they saying? Oh, life insurance has chargebacks. It's like, yeah, dude, I got 3 chargebacks this week. I still made 6 grand. I still made more than you. And so I think just being unapologetic and also get really good at sharing your story. And this is one thing I'm not the best at. And to be honest with you, I've been working at is getting better. And you're going to see me progress about this over time too, is sharing your story more and being more articulate with it. My grandpa, Simon knows, but Grandpa Wesley, like he grew up in an aggressive generation. And he was a farmer back in South Dakota, farmed like 300 acres. My dad was like absolutely dirt poor growing up, and then they built this massive empire of a farm, which now my Uncle Kim owns. And I just remember as a kid sitting there and listening to Grandpa Wesley's stories. He was a very quiet man, but whenever he would say something, like he'd say something really smart and really wise. And sometimes he would sit there for about 3 minutes before he responded. But anytime he would tell a story, we're like me and all our cousins, we would just listen because it was so good and he was such a good storyteller. And you're the most neurologically connected with someone when you're sharing stories. And so that's my tangent on that. I don't even know where I'm going with that. But another thing I want to really emphasize too, because this is a common misconception, is anybody that says, "Oh, I can't afford social media." Okay, this is straight from the CEO of Meta. He put this out about 3 months ago, and he basically said, "Hey, we're only pushing out content filmed on the iPhone." And I have split test this hundreds of times. You can literally go on my Instagram and see this in real time. Like all of my highly edited professional videos get or even that, less than that, the amount of traction that my raw talking head videos get. And so the CEO of Instagram literally said that we're only going to be pushing out content shot on the iPhone from here on out, because his philosophy, basically what he said was, we want the content shot on, we want it to be a seamless transition. Like the content that's shot on the iPhone, we want the same content shot on the iPhone that the app is on. And so I'm about to fire my videographer and pay an agent to just follow me around with his iPhone and do that. And I just, with my editors, it's on my to-do list. I'm going to do it at some point this week when I get a sec, is like, I'm literally going to go through and all of the B-roll that I've shot on my iPhone, I'm going to send over to my editors and have them start editing reels with the B-roll on my iPhone instead of actually professional clips, because that's what's trending. So it's completely free. Everybody has an iPhone, I hope. I don't trust people with Androids, but people with iPhones, just get your phone and just start posting content, and talking head reels are what's trending the most right now. And so I'm going to give you guys a few rules for like specifically posting and talking. So usually when I take pictures or videos, what I'll do is I'll set it to -1 exposure on the camera. And then for my videos, and you can see this morning, I'll do a 2x zoom to give it more of that cinematic, aesthetically a pleasing look. And then for stories are by far like my favorite and the biggest leverage tool as to what's helped our business. Like both posting and stories are important, but to touch on stories first, you want people to always be guessing what you're posting. Like we've all seen the agent that like the only thing he posts in his story is business content of like 1100 AP and then approved and the American Home Life screen. Is eventually people are just going to stop watching your stuff. And so what's gotten me the most recruits is honestly my habits. My habits are the most. And so posting, and you guys have seen this for the past few years, like posting, waking up early, posting, reading my Bible, posting, doing the cold plunge, doing this, doing that consistently every single day. That's what's helped me probably the most. I get at least 1, 2, 3 people per week swiping up my story, see if they can work for me. Because John Maxwell talks about one of the highest compliments you can get as a leader is consistency. And people want to work with people that are consistent and show up every day. Consistency is the most important. Also posting my faith. That's something that's very important to me. So posting my faith. But if you're not spiritual, whatever it is, or if you are posting personal development of you know, reading books, going to church, like every Sunday I post my sermon, the sermon notes on my phone consistently day in and day out. And so posting content like that of showing people that, hey, I'm prioritizing the personal development, I'm consistent, whatever the case may be. And then I would write this down. And this is a rule that I've applied for years for posting content is 1 habit post, 1 business post, 1 lifestyle post, and then 1 call to action per week. That's it. You don't want to do any more than 1 call to action, but on a daily basis, cycling through habit, business, and lifestyle. So you're constantly refreshing the feed, because if I'm only posting business stuff, that's going to get old really quick. But if I'm posting nothing about my business, then obviously my business is not going to grow. And so you want to keep people guessing and creatively market yourself a different way. Like, for example, you know, when I post my Bible verses in the morning, sometimes I'll post a Bible verse straight from the app. This morning I posted Claudia at my desk reading the Bible, or maybe I'll post a physical picture of my Bible. For my morning routine, sometimes I'll post a picture of me stretching outside or working out or getting in the cold plunge, whatever it is. But I'm slightly deviating it a different way every time, but I'm super consistent with it on a daily basis. Does that make sense? You guys still with me? And then for business ideas, I mean, shoot, there's an endless amount of those. It's, you know, for the guys that are in the office, like our Tampa office, this office is sick. I'm super stoked to have this office. It's a blessing. Like, or any office you're in. If you're in an office, leverage the heck out of that. Like Chase and Tristan, they do a really good job of that. They post a lot in their on TikTok of their Sioux Falls office. But, you know, in the office with the guys, post agents making sales. Because if I'm an agent and I'm killing it, dude, after 2 or 3 posts, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about Jonah killing it. People want to see, okay, well, that's cool, but can he help other people do it? So what's most important is showcasing brand new agents making their first sale, and either post a picture of them telling a story, or better yet, just like grab your iPhone and say, hey Simon, how long you been doing this for? Okay, cool. What were you doing before this? Construction? Okay, cool. How much money did you make last week? 5,000. Have you ever made $5,000? Okay. What was your first week like? Oh, it was pretty hard. Okay, cool. How long did it take you to figure this out? Oh, it took me about a month and a half, 2 months to figure it out. Okay. Are you glad you're doing this? Or whatever. And then boom, post it. Like, people just love to see raw, authentic content. In regards to lifestyle, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, just dinners, cars. If you're dressing up, if you're wearing a suit, dressing nice, post yourself doing that. Or honestly, also just aesthetically pleasing pictures to, like, with no caption. Like you'll see this on my story too. Like I'll post this just to refresh. Like I'll literally just post a picture of palm trees. That's it. Or I'll post a picture of the sunset. Or when I was living in Chicago, you'd see like, posting a picture of the city. And almost everybody has access to the sunset and the sunrise. Post that. That's free. A lot of people live somewhere where there's palm trees. Palm trees are cool. They look nice. Or people live in a big city and post that. So that's completely free. You don't have to have a supercar. You don't have anything, but like think about how can I create aesthetically pleasing posts. And then for like to start posting, I would encourage you guys to, if you don't want to start posting videos yet, I understand. But honestly, like the first thing I did is buy a suit if you don't have a suit, and then hire a photographer and just do a really professional, clean shoot with a photographer on your page to look professional. If you have any college posts of like fraternity drinking with your buddies, I would archive that. And just become the person that you want to attract, and just give your page a good look. Let me actually do. I'm gonna actually screen share my screen here. Hey Claudia, can I screen share my screen?
All right, you
Can you
should
give
be
me
able to.
access?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But I figured this would be easier to prepare a slideshow for you guys to kind of show you what I'm talking about instead of just talking. Because a lot of us are visual learners, myself included. So welcome to the social media mastery slideshow. All right. Rules for taking pictures, just so you guys know what I'm talking about here. So, and these are just specific KPIs. Always wipe the iPhone lens. Make sure it's clean. Easy to forget. Make sure you're centered subject, rule of thirds. Set your camera settings, and actually Instagram just came out and changed this. It used to be 1080p because I used to shoot on 4K. And then when I would post it to Instagram, it would compress it down and look like crap. But they just came out and changed this. So you can actually upload 4K videos to this now, 4K, 30 frames per second. And then put your camera between -0.7 to -1 exposure. And then the 2x videos, like I did that in the office this morning. If you go on my story, see what I'm talking about, 2x videos just gives it that nice, clean, cinematic approach. Instagram stories, what we were talking about earlier. One habit post, one gym post, one business post. This is actually a bit longer. So one habit post, gym post, one business post, one value post. Think about how can I be providing value to my audience, because this is the most valuable out of all of these. One value post, a hobby post, whether you're a golfer or whatever hobbies you're in. If you do cool hobbies, post that, show people. And that plays into the lifestyle and aesthetic, and then repeat. Like Hermosi's the master of that. Hermosi, all he does is talk about the same stuff consistently, time and time and time again. All he does is repackage it a little bit differently every single time. And so you guys can see here. So like these are my more, just to give you guys a visual representation of what I'm talking about, where this is probably one of the highest leverage activities I've done. They're just consistently posting Bible, gym, like cold plunge, stretching. This was when I was traveling, like just posting simple stuff like vitamins, healthy food, coffee, protein shake. Nothing crazy, but people want to know that you take care of your body and you're healthy. Gym content, posting gym content every single day, just letting people know you don't miss. One thing that gets really good traction is just going on a tangent. Like when I have a thought, I'll either type it down and immediately post it, or I'll put it in my notes and then post it later. And like, it's just like a thought pops in my mind, I immediately have to just write it down, and I just go on a tangent. So Like if you write something long or you have a long thought, that gets the best engagement and the best likes I've found. Also like for this one, I remember this one a while back, got a bunch of likes, like to just something simple like, hey, woke up at 3:50, flew back into Chicago, no excuses, like just something stupid, nothing hard. Took me 3 seconds to post. But people just want to know, all right, this dude's on his grind. I want to work with this guy. If you don't have anything to say, that's cool. Just post a green check mark to let people know you're consistent. Because think about that day, if you don't post or you forget to post, well, there's other people that are posting. I'm posting. Spencer Kozeg's posting. Spencer Kozeg posts every day. Like, so maybe you miss one day. You're like, oh, shoot, I'm going to go work with Spencer Kozeg. Or I'm going to go work with Jonah Lewis. Because I know he's up and at him. I know he's on his stuff. And then letting people know you're consistent with, like, you also put clean food in your body. So this is just, again, super simple. Takes me 2 seconds, but I just want to give you guys a visual representation of pretty much everybody on this call eats healthy. Just take a picture of it. And on here, not only am I posting healthy food, but I have an aesthetically pleasing background. So I think this is when we were in Miami, the car. But if you don't, like this was on my kitchen counter. It was just clean. So I took it straight up above, nothing crazy here on the counter. This was in Chicago. This was at our Fort Lauderdale house. And then, or just doing something funny, like how can I put a little bit of a creative spin on every post I post? Because you want to be posting consistently, but think about how can I make it a little bit differently every time? So putting the thought bubble for Winnie. Also putting captions like I right here, quick bite in between meetings. Just super simple stuff like that is what helps build the brand. These always get a ton of traction. Like if you guys wake up early, timestamps. Timestamps have been huge for me. So timestamping, getting to work early, waking up early, getting in the office early, or if you're staying late, leaving late, like show people that because people want to see that. People want to work with leaders that lead from the front. My first insurance company, when I was at a captive company, not my district, I would call my district manager and he wouldn't answer the phone and he never showed up at the office once and he would just hang out at his house and wasn't working. People want to work with, and I did not stay at that company long. People want to work with leaders that are in the trenches and are with their people. Also, I've noticed I get a lot more views whenever I put a poll because people want to feel like they're a part of the journey and they're a part of the story. And so if you guys want the best book, actually I've read this book 3 times. I would highly encourage you all to read it, is Building a Story Brand. Building a Story Brand, phenomenal book about marketing and social media. I would encourage you guys all to read it. But if you post a poll of just people just want to feel involved. So like for this one, imagine if I posted this burger without this would be a detriment to the brand because he's like, oh, why is he eating a burger? He promotes living a healthy lifestyle and taking care of his body. But if I say well-deserved cheat meal, then it's like, oh, okay, well, he's a human. He has cheat meals too. Jake Rauterman, when he almost was this close to buying a 911 and then ended up buying the TRX, which is a better play. He loves that truck. Shout out to Jake. Cold plunging in the lake when it was like 45 degrees outside in Chicago. Rise and Shine. This was the leadership retreat, Mexico. Danny, did he make it through leg day? No, I did not. I physically died. So business examples. So this is just some simple stuff that that you guys see me post on a consistent basis. So this was a call to action of a picture that Nestor took when we were in Dominica, showcasing the business. This was a video saying, hey guys, if you're looking for a better opportunity, we're hiring. Be careful about putting links on your story. I almost never do this because if you consistently put links on your story, Meta will shut you down and not give you outreach. And so I usually tell people to click the link in my bio Also, if you have a if you have a landing page or you have a drip funnel on your page, Meta does also shut down drip funnels too. So what I did was I put, if you go on my bio, I put my link tree and then I have a link to my funnel. And so that was how I worked around that little hack. Also, if you've ever bought followers in the past, you're cooking your account. I bought followers, like this was back in 2021. I boosted my follower account by 10,000 people, and Meta rolled out an update back in January. And like you could see in live time, like as soon as they rolled up the update, my exposure like immediately went down. So I've been trying to bring my account back from the dead for the past 5-6 months, and it's finally getting some traction again. But yeah, if you buy followers or pay for any of that, you're just cooking your account and shutting it down. So I literally had to have my VA go through and remove 100 people per day, and we finally pretty much got all of them removed off of my account. Because what they do is they promote locally. So if you buy fake followers, they see like, oh, it's in Afghanistan or Pakistan or the Philippines or whatever. So then they're gonna start pushing out that content to wherever those followers are in that country, and then you're just not having the people that need to see your stuff. Also just quirky brand niches. So you guys know me, like just goofy stuff, like leg day on Sundays. You guys know I hit legs on Sundays and I post about it. So leg days on Sundays, the truff sauce. Love the truff sauce. Bring that stuff with me wherever I go. Or like goofy stuff like doing burpees in the airport. Stuff like that, as funny as it sounds and as goofy as it is, people enjoy seeing that type of stuff. Personal development. So here's just some personal development ideas of just different things that I pulled from my story. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Bible verses, sermon notes. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then also just aesthetically pleasing images. So this was from old buildings in Chicago. We went to Air Ancient Baths. By the way, Air is phenomenal. If you guys are in Chicago and you want to go to the craziest spa you've ever been to, go to Air. I remember one year we got all of our leaders gift cards to Air, and that was really dope spot. Feels like you're in Spain. And they've only got, I think they have 4 locations. They've got Chicago, New York, London, and Spain are the locations of Air. So that was a sick spa. This was really cool. This was a really cool day where there's a cloud. We were above the clouds in our apartment. Had to post that. That was sick. Early morning. Again, time-stamped. Early timestamps, late timestamps. Filter killer. The other weekend, me, Milo, Liz ate burgers on the beach. Had to post that. This was an old clothing brand company that I had, Creators Compass. If you actually look it up, the Instagram is still there. Some of that stuff is cringe, but if you want to see my old clothing brand, and then just a morning in Chicago. So posting simple stuff like that. Here's some more ideas. Like literally just posted these palm trees. No caption. This was a spa we went to in Miami, I think, Fort Lauderdale. So just like the reason I upload this stuff is people just want to be entertained. So they either want value, they want to see something funny or triggering that's going to piss them off, or see something aesthetically pleasing is really it. And so like this was a Supreme punching bag I saw at a coffee shop. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna post that. This sign in a gym. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna post that. Oh, these freaking palm trees on the beach look cool. I'm gonna post that. I had my bag on the floor with my freaking foam roller one day in the gym. Like, oh, sick. I'm gonna post that. We were at Connor's house. We had like all the cars lined up. I'm gonna post that. So we all live pretty cool lifestyles and we do a lot of fun stuff. So really the purpose of this call is just to like give you guys some creative ideas on how to start expressing yourself better and building your personal brand. So I know I talked a lot, but any questions on any of that?
Yeah, I know you mentioned iPhones. I'm an Android guy. So talk to me. What tips do you have for Android people?
You're cooked, brother. You got to get an iPhone. You're cooked. We've got a rule that we only allow iPhone people in our group chats.
All right.
It's like,
The
yeah.
color's throwing it off, right?
Luckily, we're in life insurance where we make a lot of money. So I would assume you're producing enough where you can go buy an iPhone. But I would get one today, ASAP.
All right.
I literally, this is true story. Claudia knows this. If somebody texts me and the bubble pops up green, I immediately call them to make sure they're a real person.
All right, man. Thanks for the tip.
So yeah, I don't know what else to tell you, brother. Um, Chase, though, Chase, you're somebody that you're super consistent with the content. How many recruits do you get on a weekly basis by posting on social media?
I would say I probably have 5 to 7 DMs a day, just conversations about it. Recruiting
100%.
wise, my calendar's typically full Thursdays with recruiting calls.
Yeah. What tips would you give everybody on this call to be more consistent with the content or different various content ideas to post?
I would say like a big proponent that like I kind of believed in when I was starting to do the TikTok would be you can't be the guru right away. As you were explaining it, you have to show the journey and the grind. And people want to see, in my opinion, like what I want to see someone's growth. So I think not starting off as the guru, kind of starting off as like, I'm new to the industry. Here's the real side of it. Here's my struggles. Really just showing the grind in the process and put a goal on it. That's what people want to see. Like for me, it was hitting President's Club this year. So something like that,
Yeah.
there needs to be a goal tied to it.
Yeah. You said it spot on, brother. And what I love watching your stuff because again, it's like what we were talking about earlier. You're so genuine. Like you're so authentic with what you post. You know, you're just like, hey, here's the day in the office. Here's what I did. Like even when you're brand new, you tell people, hey, I'm brand new. It's like there's the people ask me like, when should I start posting content? And I told them yesterday. Like this could be your first day in life insurance. That's perfect. Like I'm literally, dude, I'm kicking myself right now because I've ran 10,000 appointments. I didn't record any of them. I don't have any content from when I first started in this business. Like, dude, I basically deleted all my social media accounts. I went ghost. I didn't like take pictures. I didn't take videos. I went like two years without doing any of that. And I was doing all that stuff prior, which I don't know why I didn't do that, but I was just so focused on just production and that was it. And so if I could go back and have all of that content, like, dude, that would have been gold and showing more content when I first started. Another thing I would encourage all of you on this call to do, like post the come up stories, like the stuff when before you were successful. Or for example, I mean, shoot, dude, like I was telling you guys earlier, go back and look at when I first started posting content. Like I'll probably go back and 5-10 years from now, I'll go back on my first post and say, hey guys, this was me 10 years ago. This is the journey and this is where I've come. Like you guys have seen some of my stuff from back when I was a degenerate kid of like partying and doing all that. Is like I show people all of that. Like, hey, this is who I used to be, but this is who I've become. And people want to see that stuff. And so I actually on my iCloud, I had all of my videos get deleted since before, like it was 2019 and before, everything got deleted. So what I had to do is I texted all of my old friends and all my buddies. And I was like, hey, any videos you have of me, the cringier, the better, please send to me. And so they sent me a bunch of stuff. And that was a lot of the content we were able to repurpose. But there's no such thing as not enough content. But overall, is like you guys just have to get started and have to start consistently posting. Let me show you. I want to show you guys one more thing. I'm kind of all over the place right now, but we're rolling. So like for example, this is one shoot I did early on a few years back. You guys can all do this. Like super, super simple stuff of like this shoot probably cost me $100-$200 of like suit, plain background. But if you don't have anything on your page right now, just hire a photographer and do that. Post a suit and then start posting talking head reels. And then I'd recommend archiving all the talking head reels to just your Instagram tab. So you're not messing up the aesthetic on your page if that's something that you care about. These are some of my notes that I have for like different, because I've had different photographers, videographers throughout the day, throughout the years. And so making sure we're shooting on 4K, 30 frames per second. This is how to format your camera. So go to settings, format, to change that if you guys need to change that. Lighting. Best editing app right now is CapCut, or what I use is all of my reels, my talking head reels. I use the Instagram editing app, Instagram edits. Instagram edits for talking head reel. This is my content checklist that I send to every videographer I work with. So like specific KPIs, it's literally dummy proof. Like clean the lens, no dark edges around the video, no blurry video. Video prospect in front, lighting is consistent. Text check. You guys are creating reels, make sure there's no spelling errors. Make sure that your text is sized properly. Video check, we can do 4K now, so that does not apply, disregard that. Border, and then final review, watch 2 minutes. So like this is like what I send to my videographers. How to target. So daily follower cleanup. I would encourage you guys all to do this. This helped me a lot. So you can actually remove any fake followers yourself. You guys probably, even if you've never bought followers, you probably have some, which is driving your outreach down. So go into your profile. I do this every single week because I don't want anybody fake following me. So go to your profile, tap your followers, sort and filter, and then you can go to remove ghost followers. And then also, one thing I did was I trained my algorithm. I did this a few months ago because you want your content being pushed out to the people that you're trying to recruit or you're trying to work with. So what I did was, training your algorithm. So go to settings, tap suggested content, and then under that, you have your not interested category. Reset that, and then you can manage who you see. And then I did this for a month straight. I spent like 20 minutes a day. I put 30 to 40 on here. You really only need to do 20 minutes. Just follow people with sales advice, entrepreneurship, leadership, insurance, and then anybody that you want that's like-minded. Target them, save their content, and then on the side you can see suggest more of this content and do that. Make sure that all of this is turned on. So allow sharing on stories, allow sharing on reels, websites enabled. People can download your reels. This is my target audience, just so you guys can see. Males 18 to 29. That is not you. Do that. These are a lot of the hooks I use. So this is my hook library. And so this is a lot of times if I need inspiration for a talking head reel, I'll go back and I'll use a hook. And I put a quote up here this was Ty Lopez. I heard Ty Lopez say this on a podcast and I was like, damn, that's some sauce. This is the algorithm favors the extreme. And so honestly, to be frank with you guys, I hate social media, but posting stupid shit about hating on people that goes to the grocery store, that gets likes, that's get views, and it triggers people. Like if you guys want to have a laugh, like just go back on that grocery store post and look at all the comments of people that were actually triggered by me saying that. Obviously the reason that you're if you're poor, it's not because you go to the grocery store, but saying that pisses people off, which is exactly why I posted that. So if you can, controversial stuff gets the most views. So if you can be controversial or piss people off, that's a good way to go viral. So it's like, but using hooks like this, because you have to realize that you've got about 0.2 seconds to hook somebody into your reel before they scroll. So using stuff like you guys have seen me use this stuff on my reels. I'm like, where I put my iPhone, and also camera movement's huge. So go back on my stuff of like, I'll like pull it, I'll put it really close to my face. I'll be like, dude, nobody's talking about this, but, and then I'll pull it out. That's very intentional because you want to captivate the viewer's attention. So I'm not only using auditorial hooks, but I'm also using visual hooks as well. Because on my reels before that, before I wasn't using auditory and visual hooks, you can literally see the viewer count. It was much less. Ever since I started doing that, like talking really close to the camera, then pulling it out, doing, bro, you know what I hate? And what's crazy is, as sad as this is to sound, as sad as this is to say, is just like the news, hate content goes more viral than positive content. Because if I got on my phone and said, you know what I love? Is like scroll. I don't care. But if I get on here, it's like, did you know what I hate? It's like, ooh, what does Jonah hate? It's sad to say, but it's true. Or this is why y'all are broke. Like something triggering me. I'm like, oh damn, why am I broke? Most guys will never understand this, but if I could go back and say one thing, or if I could go back and give my past self one piece of advice, this is what it would be. Or, dude, honestly, bro, this is why you suck. And so, as funny as this sounds, these are a lot of the hooks I've used. And one thing I stopped saying too is don't say guys on your content. Because if I say, hey guys, this is, people are already like, boom, you've already lost them. Because you never want to feel like you're speaking to a general audience. You want to feel like you're speaking to an individual person. So if I was like, honestly, bro, they lied to you. Like, oh, like Jonah's speaking to me right now, or whatever it is. So a lot of times I switch from saying guys to saying, do you ever feel this way? Or to be honest with you, man, and using notions like that. Does anybody have any questions before I keep ripping? I love this stuff. So I can talk about this stuff all day long, but I know we've only got a few minutes left of this call. So I want to open it up for any questions.
I don't know if you
And we can do another one if you guys want.
Dan did have his hand raised.
Dan, what's up, brother?
Sorry, I think you're answering some of the question, but how are you focusing on who to recruit, right? Like what is that looking like? And when you're getting them in, Jonah, what are you looking for in their character, right? That's going to fit within your team when you're cold calling some of this coming in through your Instagram.
That's subjective for everybody. Who are you? What do you enjoy doing?
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I'm outgoing, like to be out in the water, like to be out, I like to golf, like to play pickleball, active.
Okay. Like to be
Family
active.
guy as well.
Okay. You're a family guy. And what is your, like, you're also your demographic. Like for me, I've hired guys that are in their 30s and 40s and it doesn't work out because I'm 20, I'm not married, I don't have a family. But Dan you do have a family. You are older than me. You do like to be outgoing. So target those people and you get along with, because it doesn't matter. Like, dude, they could be the coolest, dopest person in the world. But if you guys don't get along value wise, you guys don't have the same values or the same hobbies or the same things in common, is like, think about it this way. If I'm going to grow a business and I'm going to be with these people all day long and be spending, the people I work with, I spend the absolute most time with. Like, honestly, most of the people on this call, we spend more time with the people we work with than we do our spouse at this stage in the business when we're building. So it's like, if I'm going to be spending the majority of my time with these people, I want to build it with people I actually enjoy being around. And I remember telling Joe that, and Joe's like, and it's like, Joe disagreed. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but he's like, that's cool. That's obviously ideal, but you're not going to be able to do that, Jonah. I'm like, well, I'm going to try. And that's what we built. It's like every single person that works here, like we have similar goals, similar values, similar mindset. We think very similarly, and we just enjoy being around each other, and that's what works.
Yo, Jonah.
Anybody else?
In
Yo.
the chat, is there anything you wouldn't post or would you would avoid posting?
Yeah, I've created some pretty triggering reels that I haven't posted. Don't be too extreme.
Like
And
politics?
would you say like Publix?
No, like no. Like politics? Would you
Oh,
not go
I'll
there?
post. Oh, I'll post about politics. I don't care about that.
Okay. I don't remember you posting
Yeah, if you voted for Kamala, please don't work here.
it.
Straight up, dude. Straight up. But my general rule of thumb is if I have to think about should I post this or should I not post this, you probably just shouldn't post it. That's my personal general rule of thumb. So if I have to think about it, I just don't post it. Other than that, I'm pretty post it. And just like, and you be strategic too. Is like, is this providing value? Is this quality? Is this, and am I targeting, or am I going to reach my targeted audience if I post this piece of content? Is it intentional? Is the most important. Because if I'm just like talking about random stuff and like doing this, is like, okay, cool, but what value is that providing? What good is that doing? I'm just taking up air at that point. Does that make sense?
Hey, Jonah.
Yes.
Hey, will you take the last couple minutes and talk a little bit about all of this content and what you're posting is great? Right? How are you using it to transition into the conversation when people reach out to you?
I'm sorry, who's talking? This is Jesse.
Jesse.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, you were breaking up a little bit, brother.
Sure.
Can you say that one more time?
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
So
you're
can
driving.
you talk a little bit about how you're using this content to get into the conversations with people that are either responding to you or the people that you're assuming you're still doing outreach? How are you using all this advantage?
Of how I'm getting people to DM me, or once they already DM me, how I'm recruiting them, or both?
Maybe both.
Okay, so here's the thing is, Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this. He's like, give, then ask. Give, then ask. So like, dude, if I was constantly on my story, if the only thing I posted about, hey, we're hiring, join our sales team, join us, we're the best company out there, is like, after a while that would get old. So I'm trying to provide value. I'm trying to, whether it's something entertaining, whether it's something triggering, whether it's something aesthetically pleasing, whatever it is, I'm just trying to provide some sort of value or entertainment. And then I'll do about, like, my general rule of thumb is I'll post about 10 stories, and then I'll do an ask, and then I'll do a call to action, and then about 10 more posts, and then a call to action. Once they, and I'm just saying, hey, like my, like if I was going to post a reel right now, I'd say, like, I posted one yesterday and I was like, hey, these are the 3 signs that you're in the wrong sales vehicle. If number 1, you're capped on leads, if you're having to go out and sell to your friends or family, or you're having to cold knock doors, or somebody else controls your lead flow. Number 2 is if you don't have true vested ownership of your business. And then number 3 is if there's not a clear path to $1 million a year in income at your company, or they don't want to talk about the pay structure. Those are 3 red flags you should get out. If any of these hit, shoot me a DM. Let's hop on a call. We're hiring. And then boom. And then once they DM me, I'm just like, nothing good happens in messages. So like, same thing as a client. Like, I'm just trying to get them on a call as quickly as possible. So I'm like, hey, here's my calendar. Book a call on my calendar. We'll see if you're a good fit. I'm just trying to like weed them out as quickly as possible. Either like, hey, I'm not going to hire you, or I'm going to hire you. And I tell a lot of people no at this point too. Like, this is a social media call, not a recruiting call, but I only hire people that have the same values, especially the bigger we get, the pickier and pickier we are about the people we bring into our organization. Because anybody that's hired or recruited knows how much work you need to pour into somebody to get them good. And contrary to that, it's you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if you bring somebody in that they don't have good morals, they're shady, or they're lazy, or they're negative, or they complain, or whatever it is, and it's just a cancer and that spreads to the entire organization. So I hope that did I answer your question? Cool. All right, we got time for one more and then we'll wrap up. We're going on an hour here.
Jonah, what percentage is inbound versus outbound? Like, what percentage of your recruits are coming to you versus how many are you like DMing or using a VA to reach out to?
In the beginning, it was like 100% me reaching out to people for a long time. Now I've finally built the personal brand in my name and my reputation where the majority of people are reaching out to me and they're swiping out. And I'm doing like putting a lot of call to actions on my story. Like that's getting a lot of traction. And honestly, I just have people like, I've been doing insurance for so long and I've been consistently posting for so long. And I just have a brand reputation that people are just, after a while, people are going to reach out to you. It's like same thing as selling policies. Like I've sold so many policies that I still have clients that call me asking for life insurance or saying, hey, so-and-so referred me. Can you help me with life insurance? Same thing with social media recruiting. Just you got to be doing it consistently long enough to have that brand name and that brand reputation. But I'll end with this, guys, is like the biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this call is I'm nothing special. Like I'm messed up, dude. I'm nothing special. Mindy's nothing special. Joe Basso's nothing special. It's like, dude, if I can build this and I can build the social media platform I have, is like every single person on this call can build this. And dude, I freaking care about all of you guys so much. And I want all of you guys to win. But let me put it this way is who's on my screen? Timothy. Brother. Let me ask you, dude, if you had $1 million cash sitting in your living room and somebody broke into your house, would you let them take it? No. Heck no, dude. You'd fight them with everything you had. You'd try to preserve it. But we're leaving cash on the table every single day. And we're not going after it and we're not taking it. Because with building, we have the opportunity to build $1 million business and we choose not to. Like, oh, I'm not good in front of the camera. I don't want to do that. Or, oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford a videographer. Or, oh, I don't feel like posting today. Like you're literally like you're giving away money. You're leaving money on the table. And so it's not hard. It's just, can you do it consistently enough for a long period of time in order to build that brand and in order to build that reputation? And on top of that is, I said this at the beginning of the call, I'm going to say this again, is like, dude, the opportunity we have here at Pinnacle, I have never seen anything better than what we have here at Pinnacle. I've been doing this for 5 years, which isn't a crazy long period of time. I still consider myself new a lot of days, but like I've been around the block. I've talked to a lot of companies. I've seen a lot of freaking companies. And the leadership we have here, the values we have here, the fact that we actually own our book of business, we have a true exit plan to exit our company for millions of dollars, the training, the support, the resources, everything else is like, guys, we should be broadcasting that from the top of the rooftops. So on with that. Love y'all. Let's go out and freaking crush it.